Hi, it's here, faithful viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's time for the news. We thank you so much for always being there. Right away, we begin with our major stories as usual. Today, Cameroon joins other countries the world over to observe the World Water Day. World Water Day is being commemorated at the time Cameroonians from almost all the 10 regions are complaining of water scarcity. Even when water is available, the quality is always very doubtful. It will take you to some neighborhoods of Douala where water is much of a precious commodity in this edition of the news. Plus, several persons have been injured in an accident which occurred a while ago on the Boya-Kumba highway, precisely around the Mabonji village. The accident happened after a transport bus, a 30-seater transport bus, lost control and fell into a valley. Viewers, those are our main stories. Stay with us for details and more. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for always according us your time every 6 p.m. for the news in the English language. This sad news story just coming into our studio. Several persons, we just told you there in the headlines, are battling for their lives after a road accident which occurred a while ago on the Kumba Boya highway at Mabonji, to be more precise. That accident happened after a 30-seater bus, as you can see on the screen, lost control around that village and fell off a valley that was at Mabonji, some few kilometers to the town of Kumba. The victims are receiving medical attention in hospitals in Kumba, and most of them are in critical conditions. Like you can see on your screen, some of them could not even move. They had to be helped or assisted by some passers-by and other villagers of Mabonji village where the accident took place. And as you can also see, most of them had severe injuries. Some of them could not even move, like I earlier indicated. And there you see the bus, the 30-seater bus, which came from the littoral region, was transporting people to Kumba. It lost control when they were already almost arriving Kumba and fell off into that valley. Most of the victims, as I said, are receiving medical attention in some hospitals in Kumba, and some of them are in critical conditions. Sure, we will be coming back with the details that would be in our subsequent news editions. And now, still on our human interest page, 2 persons suspected to have kidnapped a woman in Bedi. Bedi is a locality here in Douala, Douala 5 division, subdivision. To be more precise, have been arrested by security forces. The brain behind that attack was the former security guard of the victim, Mrs. Ekele, who was sacked earlier because of his irresponsible attitude. Our reporter Smart Ndikan Gabriel now tells us how the operation was done in the report which comes up next.
Madame Ekele is still to come out of the pains she went through after she was captured for 2 days by 2 individuals at her Bedi residence in the Douala 5 subdivision. On her hands, the scar left by the rope she was tied with are still visible. It was through the zinc that the suspects, Taku and Tamak, made their way into the residence of Madame Ekele with the aid of a rope. From there, they will go through the ceiling to get into the room of Madame Ekele. Unfortunately, when they got into the room, the owner was outside and they will have to wait. As Madame Ekele was getting into the room, she was held and asked not to shout. Then the 2 will use a rope to tie her hands and a mosquito bed net to close her eyes. For 2 days, this was how Madame Ekele was kept by these men. Apart from maltreating the woman, the suspects, Taku and Tamak, took away dresses, desktop, gas bottle, woofers, and many other belongings, including a car, in the residence of Madame Ekele. After thorough investigation by the elements of the Judicial Police Unit, it was understood a former security guard at the residence of Madame Ekele was the brain behind the robbery.
The research undertaken led to the discovery of the main suspect who had worked a few months earlier at the home of his victim as a security guard before being dismissed because of various larcenies. This seniority in the house allowed him to know the position of everything important in the house. He will be placed at the disposal of the public prosecutor with his complice.
After the presentation and the reconstitution of the act, both have been handed to the justice system to take action against them.
And now we talk about water provision in Cameroon. We know water is life. Today has been observed the world over as the World Water Day. It comes at a time most neighborhoods in Douala, especially in the Douala 4 area, are suffering from acute water shortage or water scarcity. Most times they resort to other sources such as wells and boreholes. Mala Glory tells us more about the water crisis in Bonaberi and its environs.
Access to safe drinking water is a fundamental need which the inhabitants of Wariba, a neighborhood in the Douala 4 subdivision, are not privileged to have. The people here complain of the lack of potable water and depends on boreholes.
One pit of water we're using here, a well of water, it used to be good, but from last year the water became bad, and inside the well is even exposed. There are many children around. Other than that, we do not have potable water. We run helter-skelter to go carry water.
These complaints were echoed as the mayor of Douala 4 municipality inaugurated some realized water projects in the area. The project launched 20 years ago, and thanks to the partnership of the United Nations Habitat, it came to light.
This water that is flowing today has never flown before, and since this thing was built, it's getting to almost 20 years. So today we are grateful because we can have clean water from this supply that has been given to the population. I also want to appreciate United Nations Habitat for the support they have given to the council so that we may have water to drink.
With the inauguration of this water project, the population now hope for a sustainable water supply which will go a long way to ameliorate their living condition.
Sur ce, je vous souhaite une bonne journée de l'habitat, bonne journée de l'eau, le 22.
The inauguration ceremony was part of the activities marking the World Water Day, observed this Wednesday, March 22nd. The day is aimed at spreading awareness about water crisis worldwide.
And now talking about water scarcity, the situation is almost the same or even worse at Logbesu in the Douala 5 area. The people there say for about 5 years now they have not had water provided by Calm Water. Lucy Yengu Asia was there and she now tells us more about the water situation at Logbesu.
L'eau ne coule pas. Regardez vous-même, regardez. Regardez la moisissure.
Water scarcity has been an obstacle to the daily activities of the population of Logbesu Maitu, Douala 5 subdivision. Seeing water flowing from taps has just been a dream.
Ça fait au moins 10 ans aujourd'hui qu'il n'y a pas d'eau. Regardez même la moisissure, l'eau ne coule pas. Regardez vous-même.
According to Commandant Tembeng, an inhabitant, for several years they have resorted to boreholes.
Came here in the 7th of January 2016. As I came here, the first 2 months we had water, which was coming from Snake. But after some time, there was no water. So we began begging people who have the deep wells with water. So we go and beg, carry. Sometimes we pay. We have to give them some money to collect water. And that's how we have been living up to today. And with my age, I cannot transport water again. I used to transport this 20 liters, that's 40 liters to carry to the house so that the children can bathe, even myself to bathe before I go to work.
Louisa, a student, says she finds it difficult to go to school on time.
We were over suffering about water. We come back from school, we fetch water. And times we go to school late because we have to fetch water before going. Times we don't even have water to bed before going to school.
In a family of 10, Grisa says they have to fill in over 200 liters of water a day.
I just finished fetching water. We fetch water every after 1 day, and we'll have like 5 cars with bath and gallons to fill. So we are really suffering water a lot. Fetch water every after 1 day. But times we fetch water every day.
The people of Lobesu Maitu say they have complained to the Cameroon Water Utility Corporation, CamWater, in vain.
7 years in this condition, we have contacted CamWater. Nothing has been done. It remains unvavois up to now.
The population say the government can help them create more boreholes and connect pipes which can serve them.
And now the consumption of water of doubtful quality exposes the population to several health hazards. Statistics from international bodies indicate that just about 30 to 40% of the world's population has access to potable water. We spoke with a medical practitioner who explains how contaminated water can be disastrous to health.
Availability of potable water supply in rural like urban areas of Cameroon has been challenging to the local population. Contaminated water and poor sanitation, according to a medical doctor, Faustin Woje-Tapa, are linked to the transmission of waterborne diseases.
Antamoeba histolytica, it's one of the parasites that is really linked to the quality of water, which is frequent in our society. The only way to appreciate it is in the hospital. When you have many children coming for dehydration, diarrhea, and so on, you start looking for inside the cause. You see that water is one of the cause. It gives bloody diarrhea, fatigue, dehydration, some others bacterial infection.
As the World Water Day is being observed today, Dr. Faustin Woje says it is important to consume potable water.
There is a way to drink water to be healthy. The only way is 1 glass of water when you wake up in the morning, 1 glass every hour or 2, and make sure by the end of the day you finish like 8 glasses or more according to the climate. Water brings you the 2H that you need, and moreover, it brings you the oxygen. The O is oxygen, and that oxygen is very precious because it's widely available for the body. That's why they say water is life.
How then can the problem of poor water quality in Cameroon be solved? Dr. Faustin Woje gives suggestions.
It's difficult to appreciate the quality of water when there is not even enough water for the population. The first problem to solve in Cameroon is to provide enough drinking water for everyone and everywhere, which will take care of the quality of the water. And then it's time to involve different experts. Water is not something accessory in a population health. It's something that should be treated seriously. That means you involve all the experts, not only medical doctor, but water specialists.
The 2023 World Water Day is observed under the theme Accelerating the Change to Solve the Water and Sanitation Crisis.
Water is life indeed. And in Broya, in the southwest region of the country, because of the recent devastating floods, several houses had to be demolished on waterways by the local council. In the course of that demolition, pipes of a water catchment through which water was being provided to a greater part of the population were destroyed. The locals of Bova, Boya Town and other neighboring quarters are now without water. Babila Jonathan was in Broya and he now tells us about the situation there.
Hundreds of households are deprived of potable water in Boya Town. This is one of the results of the heavy flooding that hit the area last Saturday. The heavy downpour destroyed the source of water supply in the area. These heavy rocks you're seeing were brought down by the heavy flooding. The water current brought down all these heavy rocks here, and the rocks have destroyed the pipes that were supplying water from the Yangamene water catchment down to the people in Boya Town, and there is no water flowing in the taps, as we speak right now. We're going to move up there and we'll see the catchment area where it was constructed for the people of Boya Town to have water, and this is where the whole Boya Town is supplied. But now there is no water down there because of this incident that occurred on Saturday. We're going to go up there to see exactly what happened and the destruction that was caused there as the water was coming down from the mountain and coming down with it heavy rocks, bringing down with it heavy rocks that destroyed the pipes supplying water up down there in the Boya Town. So you can see the destruction was quite massive. On my left here you have the pipe that normally transports water down to Boya Town. The pipe has been cut off, the pipe has been destroyed, and right up here, this is where the water was coming down, where you see a very big hole here, and the water came down this way, and on this other side, bringing down these heavy rocks that destroyed the whole thing that was constructed here to supply water to the people of Boya Town. And right now, as we speak, the people have no choice but to come right up here to fetch water. Everything has been destroyed here. This is where the establishment was made to be able to supply water to the people of Boya Town. Now you can see everything, practically everything has been damaged here.
I live around the Bondongo area. This place called Bondongo. This Liangamene. This is where we used to carry water, to fetch water in this community. But since this water slope have come down like this, we have no means of water. That's why we are carrying water here. This is where the catchment for the water. We used to supply all this village down here. Yeah, so from now we don't know how to do it again. We are just managing now to carry water here, this ground.
Since when there is no water here?
Since about...
So since the accident happened like that, every pipe have been broken, so we don't have water. So that's why we decided to come and manage for the one that's been settled. So we cannot even go up to the stone because we are afraid that the stone can come down and hit somebody.
For several years, the people of Boya Town have been supplied potable water from this mountain and from this area. This is the water that is normally harvested and then transported down to the people of Boya Town. But today, they are unable to have this water coming down through the pipes because of the incident that happened here on Saturday. This is quite good quality water. It's fresh and good for consumption, I've been told by the people here. Right, that's quite good there. Pabla Jonathan, Danny Warren Zede, reporting at the Yakamene water catchment area, Boya, southwest region of Cameroon.
Thank you, Babila Jonathan. And now we talk something else. Local authorities of the Douala 5 area have launched an operation against pig rearers in the locality. This is after several complaints were filed by some local population, the local population, of the negative effects of the presence of pig sties around them. Let's now have more with Innocent Aze.
This from action taken by the Douala 5 local administrative authorities against pig rearers stems from multiple complaints from locals who say are unable to breathe properly because of the stinking environment.
I think it's a call to populations to understand that you cannot cohabit with animals up to this extent. We saw people who have pigs in their toilets, some keeping pigs in their kitchens, some in their rooms. We realize that some of them even cherish these animals more than children. Because you go to a place, there are little children who are not even better taken care of than these animals. And so we are out to seize it and to auction as the regulation in force requires, or to donate to orphanages.
This operation, according to the administrative authorities, will sweep across the municipality and will preserve the health of the population.
À chaque moment où il y a des pluies,
They believe the rearing of pigs within the compounds facilitates spreads of cholera and other illnesses. Fourth, their second mission is to sensitize the population of the dangers associated with their insanitary activity.
This is an operation that we just launched, and it is going to continue. So those who have not been touched today, let them be sensitized. Tomorrow they will not have the chance to explain, because we will not only seize the animals, but we will get them arrested. Yes, let this warning go down and let everybody take it seriously.
The divisional officer and his entourage have vowed to carry the operation to every quarter in the Douala 5 municipality for the restoration of order and cleanliness.
And now we take you to Ezeka, where the security situation is said to be very dire. Kidnappings and random killings have been on a drastic rise recently, causing the inhabitants to live in constant fear, as Immaculate Fogwe tells us in the report which comes up next.
The gruesome murder of a roasted fish vendor on the night of March 15, 2023 by unknown men in a locality known as Sodibanga in Mesondo subdivision, New Ankele division of the Central region, has instilled fear in the minds of locals. Butchered severely with the aid of a machete, the reason why she was killed and by who remains a mystery.
On s'est vu la veille à 21h30 plus ou moins.
I lastly saw her at about 9:30 p.m. when she was roasting fish in front of the bar. The person who did it cannot be called a human because only monsters do that. She was cut severely on the head with a machete.
Quand on m'a raconté la façon dont elle a été tuée.
Locals decried the high rate of insecurity in the neighborhood while urging the government to investigate the case so justice can be served. Lots of women have been raped. People have been attacked by robbers. Everyone living in this village needs to be identified. Despite the security meeting organized by the divisional officer, I think a lot more needs to be done. Proper investigations should be carried out. No one is safe. Today it is Bert Evelyn. Tomorrow it could be me or someone else. I was supposed to be in my farm at 6 a.m. but it's already 10 a.m. and I am scared to go to my farm. The high rate of alcohol and hard drug consumption has been blamed for the high rate of insecurity. To partially address the problem, the traditional rulers banned the sale of sachets of whiskey, hard drugs, and that bars be closed by 7 p.m.
And now we talk religion. Muslim faithful in Cameroon are preparing to begin the 1 month period of fasting, prayer, and almsgiving ahead of the feast of the Ramadan. Fasting among the Muslims begins tomorrow across the national territory. And in the report which comes up next, Immaculate Fogwe spoke with an imam who explains the significance of the fasting period.
Fasting, which is an obligatory exercise done during the holy month of Ramadan. This month has triggered enthusiasm in faithfuls as they begin preparations to optimize the gains that comes with the month.
Ramadan, c'est l'introspection.
Ramadan is the 9th month in the Islamic calendar. It's time for spiritual reflection and self-improvement. Only God can tell who is really fasting. Some people will pretend as if they are fasting, but God knows everything. You need to examine your relationship with God during this period.
C'est un acte d'adoration.
Speaking on the significance of the fasting, Sheikh Daouda Labaran says the month is unique for many reasons.
Le jeûne du mois de Ramadan doit avoir.
It is a month of repentance and forgiveness of sins. Any good deed done during this month attracts double rewards. During this period, Muslim faithfuls, especially the rich, are given the opportunity to experience the pangs of hunger, thirst, and are equally deprived of a lot of things. This promotes social bonding and awakens a spirit of compassion and empathy.
Ça fait rappeler à ceux riches qui mangent tous les jours.
Mariamu, a Muslim faithful, says she is aware of the extra sacrifice she has to do during this period. I will be in the kitchen every morning to prepare food for the family. We will drink tea or pap, while for the main course we will take fufu corn or rice. It depends on what we have on our menu.
Voilà, il y a la bouillie, tout ça là, ça te permet de tenir toute la journée.
Muslim faithfuls in Douala decry the increase in the prices of basic commodities, especially during this period of Ramadan.
Puisqu'on a beaucoup des invités.
During this period, we are expected to share with everyone, so our budget increases. People should not take advantage of this period to increase the price of basic commodities.
Le panier de la ménagère est encore plus élevé.
Fasting in the month of Ramadan is one of the 5 known pillars of Islam. It is expected to start on Wednesday, March 23rd and will last for a month.
7 minutes past 7 p.m. Brazil clock viewers, we have come to the end of this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much for always being there. Don't go away as usual. Our programs continue in 30 minutes exactly. Equinoxe Soir, that would be with Serge Alango 2, and the news in the French language comes up at exactly 8 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television. Bye-bye for now.
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte.